Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby.
All I'm saying is we need to get in the studio.
Baby.
It's showtime. Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
As Mike would say, same old show, just a new year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But guess what? We still gonna enhance it.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
I'm scared of dating, because what if we don't break up?
Or you could just send them a message and say, man, have you seen I lost my my feelings for you?
Damn. Have you ever struggled with the breakup?
I've told some people, like, you know what, I can't do this shit no more.
Great person, but you just not for me.
Someone said, real growth starts when you're tired of your own shit. What we've been talking about, man, just being able to look in the mirror first.
The only toxic relationship I ever had is the one I had with myself. Everyone else was just a reflection of that.
Come on, Jesus.
Golly, what more do you need to say? You attract more opportunities once you are calm, because no one wants to deal with people who lack emotional control.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Maybe This Will Help.
I thought we was mature in 2022. That's my bad.
Yes.
But why not? Why not? And then we got one for Mike.
All right, that's it. Thank you guys for coming out. This has been Maybe This Will Help.
We lost 10 viewers just on the opening.
That's the quickest quit I think we've had since we first started the show. The quickest quit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Carrie, could you bless us since we got all four tonight, man? Open us up, man, in the show. Open the show up, excuse me. I mean, get that.
Wow. Welcome to the wonderful world of Maybe This Will Help, the podcast, where four outstanding gentlemen, men of God, share their experiences and their do's and don'ts and the goods and the bads and the alimonies of relationships. We here.
We can dig it. We see how it's evolved over the few episodes you've been going. I love it.
Gotta change.
I love it. I love it. Do you speak Dubai though? Do you speak Dubai? Is that a language?
I speak. I'm here.
All right then. All right, fellas. We're gonna do what we do right after we welcome everybody in from the audience. Thank you guys for joining us. You know what we're about to do. It's 2 hours. It was 2 hours of this. 2 hours of this. So we want you to tag somebody who you want to enjoy this with you. Grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack. Tag somebody to come on over here. Share this on your page. Yes, sir.
Is your favorite snack a person? Can it be? Wow.
And welcome to the show.
Wow. Yep. And
that's not a real question. That's not a real question.
It's kind of.
I thought that was the first question of the night. I thought you just okay. Welcome to the show. Tag somebody you think needs to join in this conversation. If you know anything about us, we get on here and we're not experts. We just like to share vulnerably, transparently what we've been through in hopes that maybe it'll help. Maybe you can say, raw dog. What did she say? What? Oh, Ray Noah. My bad. That was Pookie. I thought she was responding to your comment. Come on to the show. Tag somebody. Say something of meaning, of value into the comments. We'll put it up just like that because we're not the only ones talking tonight, even though we're the only ones going to be seen. The whole point of the show is maybe something that is said will help you in your relationships. All right. First hour of the show, we're going to be talking about posts that we've seen online, open live discussions. Second half of the show, we're talking about videos we've seen online, open live discussion. Before we do all that, we're going to take a few minutes just to check in with each other. So you guys are getting a sneak peek into, kind of how we are as brothers, how we check in with each other as authentically as we can be, knowing that the cameras are rolling. There's always a little variation to it, but we're going to give it a shot. Fellas, let's check in.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, this is exactly what it's like in person. This is the same thing. It's never this formal in person. We really just sit down and start talking. So maybe that's, anyway.
Maybe we should all stand up and sit down and then just, no, that ain't.
I think Mike's ready. Mike looks like he's ready.
Yeah, I'm cool. Week was good. Busy. Yeah, week was good. That's
He's ready.
yeah.
Yeah, he ready for
How
that.
he said that? I'm ready. Like he had a bunch to share. Oh yeah, this happening. I'm ready. It's
He's
good.
ready to get past this part of the episode. Just come on, let's get.
Yeah.
Can we skip to the good part?
Right.
Dub, what's up, man?
Man, let's see. What do I have for this week's check-in, man? Whew, shoot. Honestly, man, I hadn't even really been thinking about things. Just kind of just going with the flow of things, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just really just trying to refocus my mind in different areas. Going with the flow on certain things. Man, learning how to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to humble myself in areas where may not even be where other people see, but it's just areas that I may see that I may want to humble myself in. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a little bit more passionate, a little bit more compassionate um towards people, and um just really, like I said before, two eyes, two ears, one mouth. You know what I'm saying? Look and listen twice as much as I speak, and just try to learn. You know what I'm saying? Learn when to stay where I'm at. Learn when to hold on tighter. Learn when to loosen up my grip. Learn when to, you know what I'm saying? Just learning, man. I'm in this space to where it's like I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning, and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's an interesting place. It's not all rays and sunshine. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the learning experience is like, whoo, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it is something to definitely hold on to, and I'm learning how to grow more without expectations. You know what I'm saying? Without expectations in people, without expectations in things, just try my best. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's hard to not have expectations. Um, but I'm just learning, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I know this is always gonna be a journey. And the thing that, okay, I want to share some with you guys. And this is something that, I feel like God was speaking to me. And it's just something so simple. It's something so simple. And it's let me find it, I'm sorry. So it's something that I feel like God was speaking to me, and it's something so simple and it's really quick. And it says, I wrote it down. A lot of people know me, but don't know me. There are a few people who actually experience me. And what I mean by that, and what came to me is, a lot of people may know me and may know who I am, but they really hadn't got a chance to experience me because of boundaries that they put on me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, being in my life, or being around me, you have to be like this because this is what I need you to be. This is where if you're gonna be in my life, this is where I need you to be. So it's like I'm putting a restrictive barrier on how they want me to be in their life, and that's fine. But I just understand and learn that being like that for me, it's never really a chance for that person to really experience me and who I am. So just something that came to mind. I just thought I'd share.
That's good.
It was solid though.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Carrie, what you got, bro? Should check in.
First of all, I love you guys. Second of all, I am in Dubai. Um, I'm in awe with God right now. Um, not really. I'm not worthy. I'm not. He's amazing, and sometimes it takes not for you to go somewhere and see something different, but just to be in a different place. Not a different place physically, but a different place mentally. More receptive to the smaller things, not just the wide screen TV that everybody sees. Just like Dub was saying, like there's things that you're taking into your that you're taking in that's not really a shared property. And I think that's just where I'm at right now. I'm at a space where I want more time with myself and God, and not in a space to receive that after something happened, if that makes sense. It's finally getting to a point where I'm happy with the relationship that I have with God. And in seeing that, I'm seeing the results of it. And it has nothing to do with what everybody else is seeing. It has nothing to do with being in Dubai. It has nothing to do with a career going well. It's the simple things like making it home. It's the simple things like being able to talk to my son, even though my son is at a distance. These are the little things that we take for granted that don't always happen, you know? Right. If we're always very honest today. Excuse me, I had a conversation with my biological father and then with Kiana. And the statement I made to Kiana was, I just got off the phone with my father and I was able to distinguish appreciating the conversation for who he is, and not even processing what he didn't do. And that's just where I'm at with things now with everyone. If I have you around and I have you in my life, I'm in a space of appreciating you for what you bring. Just like Dub was saying, not expecting something that I desire from you. I'm just appreciating you for who you are and what you do and what you give and the benefits to my life, because it's all a godsend. These things that we ask for, these people that we desire, these circles that we have, that we fight to make sure that are still structured, just a godsend. And we don't always appreciate them the way we should, because we want everything to be the way we want it. And sometimes it's just the way it should be.
The way it should be.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that. Thank you, Prophet Pastor Darrell. Appreciate what you do. I just feel like pastors always have like a certain tone and cadence when they speak, and some people just inherit that. You know what I'm saying? You just got it. Do you do that from the DJ booth? Do you talk like that from the booth? I do. And coming up next, we got Little John.
No, listen. I really did give a mini. What do they call it? A micro sermon, a mini sermon about tipping the DJ when you come up and ask for a song. No cap. It's on video. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check in before you get struck.
Yeah. Listen, brother, they say take care of the man of God, right? Okay.
Listen, it was an interesting week. A lot of things happened. One of the highlights of this week was I went to my church on Friday night. There was a succession event. The bishop is passing the ownership or the responsibility of pastor over to his son. And the people who came and spoke said some tremendous things, especially as it relates to the Black community. They talked about how we don't see succession modeled well, so we don't do it. It'd be great if we can see a father pass something over to the son, but usually there's ought and unforgiveness associated there. And so there can't be a passing of a baton because there was never a mending of a relationship. There was never a conversation. Somebody didn't learn how to talk. Somebody didn't learn how to forgive. Sometimes they didn't have a mediator. There's so many different things going on that's keeping us from leveling up generation after generation instead of having to start over every single generation. And so seeing this play out in person, I texted my bishop and I was like, thank you for showing me that, because sometimes we don't know how to go and do it if we've never seen it done, to even give us an idea or even expose us to the reality that, yo, you can do this. My bishop exposed me to the fact that your inheritance shouldn't just be property and money. It should be intellectual inheritance as well. Your children should inherit principles and morals. That should be part of your will. How you live, how you do life, how you perceive people, not just money and property. And so I think just sitting down with the right people, getting exposed to things helps you really when you're mapping out your life. It really helps you to identify, oh man, I guess I should add a little more seasoning here or add a little bit more sauce here if I wanted to, if I really want this to be less for my generation. So it was a great event, man. I got a lot of notes there. I don't know if you know him. It's this guy named Dr. A.R. Bernard. He came and spoke, and he spoke again this Sunday today, and he was just talking about a lot of different things. I think they're going to post a video up, and I'll probably share it on my page. But that was one of the highlights of my week, just being able to sit in that environment. I needed some worship, and I needed to be in an environment that was, it's going to kind of lift my spirits. And so I got that. One of my friends I met not too long ago, first time meeting her in person. She was able to join me there, and that added to the environment, right? Like grandma always say, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but who you're doing it with. You know what I'm saying to you? So it was good to have her there as well. She added a necessary joy and peace to what God was already doing in the environment. So we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. And yeah, man, that was one of the highlights of my week. And I'm a chill with that one. Yeah.
Let's get into the show, fellas.
All right, let's get into the show, man. If that's what y'all want to do. All right, fellas, you ready for it? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, about to get this show started. If you haven't already, go ahead and share this on your page. Tag somebody. Amber was popping. Nikita. I must say everybody's name right tonight, Mike. So
wow.
Nikita and Jacqueline. And I already messed one up. What's her name? Jaquita. Jaquetta. Jaquetta.
That look Jaquetta.
I think she's French, so you need to put that respect on her name.
Anyway, you were gonna start pronouncing the names right.
Just because you don't know, you can't correct me if you don't know the woman's name. So I'm Jaquietta. Thank you for joining us. C'est la vie, mamacita. We're gonna start the show just like this.
Damn it.
Okay, Sarah. All right. A man who wants you will snatch you the F up. Elusiveness is intentional, and indecision is a decision. Accept it for what it is. A man who wants you will snatch you the F up. Elusiveness is intentional, and indecision is a decision. Accept it for what it is. Brothers, is it that cut and dry?
No.
All right, talk about it then.
I can want you, but you cannot be ready for what I desire. I can want you, but you may not be available. I can want you, you may not desire a relationship. There are so many different aspects to the other side of I want you. We all run into a lot of women that want us, but are you capable of having me? Vice versa.
Jesus. Right. So we're gonna let's start at the same place so we can all have a conversation about it. There's the common conversation around this topic is that the woman is interested in the man and she is confused if he wants her or not. And so what do we say in regard to that idea that a woman's interested in the man, or she's been interested in us or somebody we know, and she can't figure out if the guy's into her or not? And we see this post. If he really wants you, is he being elusive? Is he being indecisive? Or is there more to it? Could there be more to it? Has there been more to it for you? Let's talk about our own personal experiences, and I can go after you get done.
So I think it's always more to it. I think like that right there being a general statement, like saying like, okay, well, if a woman wants you or she says she's interested in you, obviously if you want her back, then you'll do something about it. I don't think it's just that cut and dry. I think sometimes, as people, we want things, but we're not ready for things that we want. I think sometimes as people, we may want things at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Depending on which emotional state we're in. Right. Sometimes we could be in these emotional states. Sometimes we could be in these running states. Sometimes we could be in these different places, and we may want something at the time. Right. And then once we have time to level out and get ourselves back in a place, that desire may not have been there. And it could be vice versa. Sometimes it could be the opposite of that, to where you don't know because you're in this wandering space, so to speak, or you're in this place where you kind of trying to level out yourself. You know what I mean? So at that point in time, you may not be able to be just direct to say, hey, yes, I want you. Let's make it happen. It may take some time for you to level out and then be able to see clearly and say, yes, I want you.
So let me put this out there then, because the word they use is elusive. And I think that has to do with if you like, being hard to hold down, just like really hard to catch. What would you tell one of your brothers if you knew that if you saw him exhibiting elusive behaviors in a dating process with a girl he was going through, would you advise him to like, yo, stop all that and like just be direct, or just, you got all the liberty in the world to be elusive as you want and she can either be patient?
Well, for me, I would go ahead.
No, that was it.
So for me, I would ask him without even about how he treats her, ask him, what do we want from her? What do you want from her? You know what I'm saying? And then once you figure out what you want from her, be honest with yourself and say, what are you available to give her? What capacity do you have? You know what I'm saying? What's the capacity that you have to give to her? And is it constant? You know what I'm saying? Or is it one of those things where, well, this is what I have to give to her right now, but it's like kind of hit and miss, touch and go sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And that's just really being honest with each other, just having an honest conversation.
What if it's that? And I definitely agree with you, Doug. And in that aspect, that's kind of what I was saying in the beginning. What if that's the space? Like you're asking one of your brothers, like, hey, what do you have to offer? And he's like, I have everything to offer, but she doesn't have a big enough cup to receive it.
So I want to put a twist on this.
She's not ready. Go ahead.
I want to put a twist on this because I heard this today at church and it stuck out. I want to bring it up. He was talking about seeking first the kingdom of God, right? And he said the difference between those who seek God and between those who don't. If you don't see God, you got to pursue everything and strive hard to get it. He said when you pursue the kingdom of God, you get the power of the Holy Spirit. Now you start to attract these things to you. So we've been talking about this pursuit thing for a long time. I think it's just been like the narrative. Do you think that's even healthy? I know it's popular. Or do you attract what you attract? Do you accept what you attract? And is that pursuing part even necessary on either side? I know women said men like it too, but is it necessary? Have we ever even asked that question?
I don't know that it would be necessary. I know that it's desired.
Well, what is the desire to be pursued? What does that mean to you? What does that make you feel like?
That somebody intentionally sees a tunnel vision of you.
And why is that important and valuable?
It's important and valuable to some people. For me as a partner, I want to have that lane of connection with my partner. I want to have that vision. I'm not saying you can't see anything else. I'm saying that when it comes to me and you, we see eye to eye. We are in this lane. We are like, you chose me, I chose you.
Okay, so your definition of pursuing isn't like aggressively trying to get someone's attention. No. Okay, so you got a whole different definition of it.
So I think go ahead. No, I was going to say I think I feel I completely agree with you on that, Kerry. Even going back to what you were saying, Donnie, as far as what the Word of God says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and all these things will be added. So it's not going to be stressful. So I guess the whole purpose, first thing, is to seek God first, but then you also have faith, right? Because like the Word of God says, without faith it's impossible to please God. So you even have to believe that it is so. Going back to what Kerry was saying, I believe that as far as like what people try to put these labels on the pursue aspect, or, like sometimes people will have these things as far as pursue like a chase. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I don't want to chase anybody who's running from me. I don't want to keep on going after somebody. Like, people say, oh, men love to chase. No. Why do I want to keep on running after someone who's running away from me? Right? If I'm interested and she's interested, then the ease, the comfort of us both being interested is going to flow. We're naturally going to do things, together, showing each other that we want to do something because there's a mutual interest. Right? But if one person is chasing and one person is more interested than the other, it's like, now I'm spinning my wheels trying to get you to see me. You're spinning your wheels trying to get, trying to get me to see you. And I don't think if we're grown, right? It's either, look, we want each other or we don't. Simple and plain.
It goes back, for me, personal experience. This topic just reminds me of being in relationships where I was pursuing and doing my best to pursue, but the pursuit was trying to prove, in essence, that what it was trying to prove. The person wanted to feel special. The other person wanted to feel like a priority. The other person, they wanted to feel a certain way. And my pursuit was supposed to validate the feeling that they wanted. And it wasn't until later on in life I realized that a person's feelings are their own, that they chose. There's a lot of feelings on the table you can choose at any given moment. And if they don't feel special, it doesn't even mean that my effort is worthless. It doesn't mean that my pursuit is trash. You know what I'm saying to you? But the thing that I had to think about was that, yo, who didn't choose you in the past? Who didn't pursue you in the past that you're now trying to make me compensate for? Right. Because I'm not saying that's always the case, but I found that to be the case a few times in my dating situations. As we continue to talk about it, like, well, man, you know what I'm saying? Because in my last relationship, you know, he didn't do this and do that and do that. And I made a vow to myself that the next person would have to show up like this and do this. And now I'm living in the bed that somebody else made. And I'm just like, wow, like, all right, I'm gonna contribute. I'm gonna pursue later on to find out that I was really contributing to toxicity. When really, like Dub said, you know, I see you, Carrie. Let me finish this last sentence. Like Dub said, I'm attracted to you. You attracted to me. You know what I'm saying to you? That really is enough to start to build a foundation. And if we have a connection, we got a good thing. Let's just go ahead and do it. I'm not saying pursue it is bad. I just really want to know what's his root, or what is it rooted in from the person who really wants it. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was trying to. That's why my hands was moving, because I was like thinking about what you were saying in regards to, you know, you falling into that space of someone who went through something and now they know what they don't desire. I think that at that point there needs to be a difference. There's like a line, because I fell into that, because what I experienced in my last relationship, I don't want to experience again, but I don't want to hold anyone that much accountable for my feelings, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like I don't want them to fall into that bed, but I do want you to pay attention to that. I don't know if that equals out the same thing, but like I know I need a cheerleader, but I'm not gonna like make you, you know what I'm saying? Like I want you to be a cheerleader for me in the capacity that you have the ability to be a cheerleader. Like I don't want you to be what I wanted her to be. I want you to be whatever kind of cheerleader you are.
Mike, I feel like you've been wanting to say something for a minute.
I'm just getting back to the question when it says a man who wants you will snatch you fuck up. Elusiveness is intentional. I think that just the first part when it says if a man wants you, to me, if you're saying if, that means you don't know. If you don't know, that means you guys haven't communicated anything. Because anybody that I'm dating, that I'm talking to, you're going to know I want you, whether I have to tell you, whether I show them my actions, whatever the case may be. But there shouldn't be any kind of ifs to begin with. If there are ifs, that means you guys need to have a conversation. And maybe we wouldn't even get to the point of elusiveness if we have a conversation in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. How soon in the beginning? Because Nadia Darden.
As soon as you feel like, I wonder if this nigga likes me, or I wonder
that's
if he's really
first date for some people. And it's not, remember, the question isn't, do you like me? Do you want me? Those are different.
Right.
So you saying the question should be that simple. Yo, do you want me?
If that's the question, if that's what's causing this disconnect or this little rift, or I'm wondering, or I feel like you're elusive, yeah, ask me and I'll let you know whether, and if the answer is no, be prepared for that.
A man wants you. What if it comes with a disclaimer, some small print? Listen, it's not that I don't want you. That sounds
like one of them songs we was listening to.
It's not that I don't want you. Oh, girl, I know that you're attracted to me, and I should feel the same about you. And the girls on the other side singing Dub song. If it isn't love, why does it feel this way? No, but for real, it's interesting how those things can get so tricky.
You know, I'll say this. Oh. So sometimes like people have these expectations and stuff like that you put on people, and it's like you expecting a 300-pound man to fit in a twin size bed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I tried that. That doesn't work well.
Exactly. It doesn't work well at all. But it's these expectations that you have on people because, oh, this is what happened in my last relationship, or this is what happened this, or this is what I like, this is what I didn't like, and stuff like that. And like, dude, you want me to fit in this little space, but you hadn't even taken the time to get yourself together first.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there because Janea, only because I know your name, I'm not gonna mess it up tonight. Drizzle. I like what she said though. She said it's your own responsibility to pay attention to those toxic behaviors in a new person. The new person shouldn't have to jump through hoops to assure you because of past trauma. And that word that always sticks out is that shouldn't. But sometimes it comes up, it's come up with me before. I mean, it's come up with me in not even in just romantic relationships. So I recognize with my dad not being there, that created my perspective of him not being there created a void. Not him not being there didn't create a void. He just wasn't there. But it was how I perceived it, interpreted it, and what I made it mean that caused me to have a void. And that showed up with my brothers, with my mentors, with my pastor. Because I didn't know that I had created a void because of my perception, because I was choosing to be angry and mad. And that created these emotions, that created this feeling, that created these expectations that if I am ever going to have anybody that's father-like in my life or a man in my life, he can't be anything like this. You know what I'm saying to you? So I created that, and subconsciously I had expectations and desires. And when they weren't met because they weren't even verbalized, I had issues. And so as much as I agree with what she's saying, I think it's our job to search ourselves to see if we have any of those subconscious or unconscious expectations because of past trauma and hurt.
While we're checking into that, and what she said, that's basically what I was saying when she said, Carrie, so you want her to have the information of your need, but not make her pay for what others did. The information, and that's exactly what you were just saying just now, D. Your relationships were sometimes unbalanced based on the space you created in your own mind.
Yeah. I wondered from time to time with I think maybe two girls, like, do you really want me? It's like, man, like I've been on the other side of this. You know what I'm saying to you? It was one situation where I was trying to do this state to state dating, and I was like, if you wanted me, we should be trying like harder at this, and you should be doing this and stuff like that. Like we should be talking more, FaceTiming, something like that. And what it came down to was that she didn't want to lose me either. So I don't want to say I don't want you. I do want you. But I think our next post is going to get into how that can become a little tricky. Just that kind of response. But I know Dub and I think Mike has something to add on to that.
Yeah. So I'll pose an interesting question, right? The question that it doesn't have to be answered right now, but how do you determine your needs? Because see, a lot of times, sometimes we can have these, I need a person like this, I need this, I need that. And sometimes those needs are just to validate your trauma. Sometimes those needs are just to give you a safety blanket, just a cushion, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what I've experienced in the past, and this is what a person did to me in the past, and this is what I didn't have, or this is what family or whatever. And we create these needs that we put ourselves in this position to where, well, if you can't meet this need, then you know what I'm saying, then what good are you here? And I feel like for me, looking at this is like looking at anything, I have to say to myself, don't know what anybody else would do, but I have to say to myself, what do I want? What do I need? Why do I feel like I need it? Why do I feel like I want it? Even when it comes to certain behavior that women are doing, you know what I'm saying? Like for a while, like, oh no, I don't want nobody who's going to be like this, who's going to be like this, or do this or do that. And I had to really question myself. Why don't I want that? Is there a legit reason, or is it an insecurity that I may have? You know what I'm saying? Is it something that I'm dealing with on my own that I need to work through, or is it really a legit issue? You know what I'm saying? Is it a legit concern? So I just feel like sometimes we have to question ourselves. Like we say we need things. Why do we need it?
Did you want to go?
That's where the level of maturity comes in, where we have to really that's when you're really searching yourself to go, is this you get to that point. And I don't think that you can actually get those answers until you're honest with yourself. And I think that that's where everything starts to open up, is when you can look in the mirror and honestly say, hey, I'm doing some fuckboy shit, or hey, I'm doing some things that are causing these people to do these things and I'm getting mad at. Like there's a root, and the root isn't them. But sometimes the root can be them. It's really just a space of being honest with self. Accountability is something that we talk about on this show constantly. Being people can hold you accountable, but even if they say it and you don't accept it, it means nothing.
Yeah.
So I said, I think at the end of the day, it's just about it's a personal conversation with self to find out what is beneficial and what is a handicap. You know what I'm saying? So
got you. Mike, you want to add something?
Oh no, I'm good. No.
I was going to add to that. When I think about the needs question, first thing that came to mind is I need something for either something I'm trying to maintain or something I'm trying to build. Mm-hmm. That's how I kind of identify my needs. What am I trying to maintain in my life? What am I trying to build in my life? Those are my needs, right? But if I don't know what I'm trying to build, if I ain't trying to build nothing, it's really hard for me to identify what I have a need of. I remember one workshop I was doing, the question was, why does a husband need a wife and why does a wife need a husband? And I was given to everybody in the workshop to identify for what cause or what reason does a wife or a husband need one another? And then the question I followed up behind that was, okay, so for everybody else, that means that if I'm in a relationship with someone and we're thinking about moving to the next level, my question is, what is it that I want to do with you that I can't do with you as a friend, that I must be your husband in order to do? And these kind of questions really start to help you, like they start to make you think a little differently about the need question. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have great chemistry with someone, great laughter, and do trips and stuff well together. But what is it that I want to do with you that I must be your husband in order to do? That question really helps you start to understand, and you have to verbalize now what you think the role of a husband is. Because a lot of times this chemistry that we have with people is well suited for a friendship. And we just think that we must do more with this person, but it's actually well suited for a friendship only.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good stuff.
Yikes.
And the answer is because you want a sandwich.
Yes.
So that's Amber's just advocating for Earl's sandwich. I don't want my female friend to make me a sandwich. I need the wife sauce on my sandwich. All right. So what I was saying earlier, like this follow-up post is kind of going to dive into the same conversation. So let's look at this. Ambiguity gives manipulative people the control they need to avoid accountability. One more time. Ambiguity gives manipulative people the control they need to avoid accountability. Ambiguity, by definition, is the quality of being open to more than one interpretation, which can also be like their responses are very vague. They keep it loose, slippery, so that they can maintain that control and avoid accountability. What do you guys think about that?
I think it can be true. I think it can be true, but I don't think it's always the case. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, somebody asks you a question and you give, I don't know. And that's legit the answer. I really don't know. Well, what do you see us in X amount of years? Or are you feeling me? I don't know. Because I'm saying I don't know right now, it's not saying I won't know a week from now. Just right now, I don't know. I'm not trying to be elusive or display any kind of ambiguity or any of that. I just don't know. And sometimes I think that when people don't hear what they want to hear, they always go to, oh, you playing games, or you know, this whole vibe. But I mean, you have to give space for people to really not know sometimes.
And I think that in a lot of misinterpretations, what happens when someone says they don't know, it means they don't care. Because if you cared, you would have been thinking about it and you would know. But that's not always the case.
No. You know, sometimes somebody can ask you a question and they just stump you at that particular moment.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes somebody can ask you something, or well, what do you want? Or, you know what I'm saying, what do you see us and blah, blah, blah. And you're just like you said, Mike, your answer is legitimately, I don't know, because sometimes people just want you to come off the cuff with the perfect answer. Right. And sometimes you can't just come off the cuff with the perfect answer, or sometimes you try to come off the cuff with the perfect answer, but you end up saying something that later on you either regret or you want to change. And then when you change it later on, they say, well, you told me this when I asked you this and blah, blah, blah. You should know these things. It's like, hold on, wait a minute. You asked me something, a very important question, and I may not know, because I may not know how I truly want to respond at this particular moment, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and you're going to hold whatever I said, you know what I'm saying, like it's gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really don't know. Just give me some time to sit with this.
You know what I've done? And this is because we're human, you know what I'm saying? And people have these moments where they're extremely passionate and want to answer right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all humans go through that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're just having conversations after watching a movie or going through stuff with our friends, and we'll go ask a person that we're dating, like, yo, where are we going? What's up with us? Like, and it can be projection, right? So this is what I've learned to do. And you know, I like to keep things as fun as possible. When I get hit with certain questions that stump me, my first response is, am I going to get in trouble for answering this wrong? And I say it with a smile on my face just to kind of lighten the mood and bring the awareness that, yo, I feel like right now you're looking for a particular answer.
Yes.
I might not give you that answer. Now, if I get this wrong, how many tries do I get at getting the right answer? I go that far to just keep it fun and keep it light, bring hopefully both of us to this place of recognizing like, yo, you know, this is coming out of left field. And majority of the time it works. The person be like, okay, all right, my bad. I know that could have came out of left field, but here's what I'm really trying to ask you. Here's where I'm really at. And sometimes you have to try not to be defensive when people put that out there, because that's usually the first response. Like, well, why are you asking me and put me on the spot? It's okay. Like, what's happening right now? You know what I'm saying? What you trying to do right now? You trying to get me stumped? You want me to go make you dinner? Like, what's the deal? What is it that you really want? 9 out of 10, that will shift the environment so you guys can have a different conversation, maybe get to the root of why they're asking in the first place.
I don't know can sometimes serve as a purpose of maybe I need a little bit more time to think. But as I've gotten older, I've been able to just say, I don't have an answer for you right now, and I do need to think about this a little bit more. Whether people are offended by it or not, it's just my answer. I think sometimes we give an answer that's not necessarily our actual answer. We just haven't put any thought in it. We just feel like we got an answer right now.
Yep.
Man,
and that's 9 times out of 10, that's the wrong answer.
But how can it, like, when someone's looking for a particular answer, I feel like that's kind of like entrapment, man. Like
100%. 100%.
Just give me multiple choice. Next time they ask you, like, you know it's a particular answer, tell, okay, give me A, B, or C at least. Like, give me a fighting chance here.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, I had a conversation and I asked someone asked me a question and I said, okay, so based on my answer, what is it going to change? What's going to change based on my answer? If my answer is this or if my answer is that, what's it going to change? You know, it is one of those things to where sometimes, you know, you already know what's going on. Sometimes it's just like, okay, well, why are you asking me this? You know, and not to be mean, not to be an asshole about this, but it's just like, okay, well, why are you asking me? Where's this coming from? Sometimes people want you just to stroke their ego. Sometimes questions are asked just as like, okay, well, just make me feel good right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's this coming from? You know what I'm saying? Do you really just want clarity on some things, or do you know what I'm saying? Are you trying to generate some type of feel good session for yourself? You know what I'm saying?
I think that feel good session comes up a lot, and I mean, this is my personal opinion. I feel like it's going to be necessary in any relationship to really indulge them in those feel good sessions. I think that's just, for me, I just identified that as part of any healthy relationship. There's going to be times where a person is overridden with emotions or ego or whatever, and you know, as your partner, the best thing you could do is just indulge it. Okay.
I like what Shani said. It's very mature to take a minute to think about the answer. So right now, if the answer is I don't know, that don't mean, like I said, just give me a second to really interpret what you're saying, process it, and then I can give you my response. Not necessarily the response you want to hear, but I'm going to answer the question the way that I feel I should answer it.
Yep. Look at the one right above it, though. You know, Mount Clark Missionary Baptist Church said sometimes we just want to know where your head is, and the truth of the matter is that my head is not there. Like I'm not thinking about that.
Right. And that's what I was saying earlier. Sometimes people can ask you a question and it just stumps you because it's like, damn, where did this come from? I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about rubbing on your booty and you asking me, you know what I'm saying, something else. Or I'm thinking about a sandwich because this is what I want right now. This is where my head is. Now I may sound, you know what I'm saying, ill-equipped to answer that question because my mind wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Or my mind may be.
Yeah, like, you know, do you think my sister is prettier than me? Like, wow. Carrie.
That was a tag team.
When he gets too quiet, you just know that he up to stuff in the background.
Yeah. You know, someone put up a comment earlier that said, I don't know. You really know, you just don't want to answer. And I don't think that's true. I definitely don't think that's true because sometimes you just really don't know. You know what I mean? Like sometimes someone can ask you a question just at the time that you just really can't process it. Like sometimes you have brain farts. Sometimes you just not even in that mood, because sometimes it may require you to sit and think and go, what is the answer to this?
Sometimes I don't want to do that.
Right.
No.
But
go ahead.
I'm glad to you, Carrie.
I was just going to say, this is not a shot at her, but I feel like most people that say that, you're looking for a specific answer for me to say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
That's why you may feel that way.
So with that being the case, Carrie, I'm glad you said that. With that being the case, real quick, how would, for people responding in this text or on the
chat,
responding on the chat, how would you feel if when you asked the question, somebody just blatantly came out and told you, I don't want to answer that right now? How would you feel?
Respect.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They would feel like it's opposite of what they want to hear.
Right. Or you hiding something.
The same thing.
Right.
What you mean you don't want to answer that right now?
Like, no, I just don't want to answer that question right now. Because see, the thing is, people want honesty. You know what I'm saying? And if you really gave people honesty, really gave them honesty, can they really handle it?
Right.
I'm gonna be
honest.
I
think that I give honesty not. Oh, go ahead, Carrie.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I would say I give people honesty not because they want it, just because I want to be an honest person. I think that at the end of the day, I have to sleep with me. I have to live within my own head, and I do my best to be honest. And like you guys know, we had a conversation about being kind and being nice. And ever since we had that conversation, I've been thinking, because I know I'm heavy on the nice side versus the kind side. And I have to ask myself, why don't I want to engage? Why don't I want to do conflict? And that's what, is that the man who you want to be known as? You know what I'm saying? Started to make some changes. My honesty is not going to be about somebody else's feelings. It's going to be about the man that I said that I want to be.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I ran into a situation where I had a friend who had been my friend for a very long time. We had, done some things together in regards to business. And, when it came to me being honest about the way this person was moving, it was a retreat. It was now you want to meet me with whatever it is your issue is, when you ask me a question and I'm giving you what the reality is. You're my friend, so I didn't, and it's probably my fault. And that's what I was trying to say, Nani. It's my fault because I wasn't honest from the gate, because as my friend, I'm trying to let you, I don't know, develop into this without me saying something, because it may hurt your feelings, because that honesty thing, everybody's not ready for. But then when you do hit them with that, some people automatically retreat. We lost the friendship. It happens that way.
Yeah.
So I'll add this piece right here, man. This is why we always advocate for check-ins. Check-ins is a set and designated time that you and your person have some more of the more deeply or serious conversations. A check-in is at a set time because you know that you have time to prepare yourself, your head, to get into a headspace, to answer certain questions, to get into an emotional space, to be vulnerable and transparent. But when you pop things up on people and just expect them to be in check-in mode just because you've been thinking about it all day, I don't want to say it's not fair, but I will say this: it's dangerous. It's dangerous to the foundation of your connection, because that's abuse. That's relationship abuse. When you take the liberty you have to start a conversation at any time you want, and you don't know if this person's really been prepped for this or have been thinking about it all day like you have you ever thought what kind of damage that could do for the trust factor? I know plenty of people I used to love talking to when I first met them, but when I saw the way they use the access I gave them and the liberty that I gave them in conversation, it made me want to talk to them less and less, because I'm like, you can't be trusted. Like you because I give you access to me at any point in time, if you're feeling something, you're just gonna just bring it up and like, we gotta talk about it right now. That's not cool. That's not respectful.
So even with that being the case, part of that honesty is like, well, you know what, you want to spring something up on me, and that honesty is like, well, you know what, I don't really trust you with my feelings right now, or I don't really trust you with telling you a bit of information right now. And that's part of being honest, right? Now, some people say, oh, you know what I'm saying, can you be honest without being harsh? Sometimes the honest truth could be harsh. Sometimes when you say certain things like, well, you know what, well, what do you think about me? Well, honestly, I think you're a really lazy, you know what I'm saying, you're this, you're that, and these are really my honest thoughts about, you know what I'm saying, okay, well, I think you're lazy, I think you're manipulative, I think you're this, I think you're that, you know what I'm saying, all these different things. That's my honest answer. Do you really want to know my truth, right? Do you really want to know the truth of how I see you, which is what you just now asked me, right? So I think sometimes, people always say, be honest, be honest, be honest. Sometimes it's like, can this person handle honesty? Are you going to lose a friend? Are you going to lose a brother? Are you going to lose a sister? Are you going to lose, you know what I'm saying, this when you are 100% honest? Yeah, I want to be able to sleep, you know what I'm saying, with myself every day, being honest and telling you the truth. You know what I mean? Same question is, can you handle my honesty? Will my honesty make you all of a sudden run and hide and feel like a certain way where you got to dodge me and you got to run away from me? And now whatever we had and whatever, it's gone because I'm honest with you like you requested. Now you're running from me.
Nah, I feel that. I feel like I think I said it on the show before. You said something about people misinterpreting your honesty for like being harsh. I think the harshness is not in the truth. The harshness is in how that person is perceiving the truth. It don't gotta be harsh. You ask me a question. Be able to receive what I'm telling you without thinking I'm trying to hurt your feelings or I'm attacking you. Like, especially if we're in some type of relationship. You know, not even romantic. If we're in a brotherhood and you say, hey, bro, you know what I mean? I got a question about XYZ. And I tell you, it's up to you to perceive it as, oh, this nigga is just fucking with me, or he loves me, so he's gonna tell me the truth.
So oh, go ahead, Gary.
No, go ahead. I can wait.
I was just thinking, like, okay, just say a romantic relationship, man and a woman, right? You hear this all the time. Oh, do I look fat in this dress? Your simple response is yes, you do. Is she gonna still want to go out with you? Well, does my makeup look good? Actually, no, you look like a fucking clown.
That's the conversation we had in Vegas, and it was like, well, do you have to deliver it that way? Is that the only way you deliver that message?
If I really think that she looks like a clown, right? If I think she has those, you know what I'm saying, long eyelashes that's just, you know what I'm saying, super long, and she thinks she looks good when she don't, but she asked me the question.
I think that if you were that deep into a relationship with someone, you in particular, Dub, and she asked you that question, I think she's gonna already know you. Exactly. And I don't see a woman being offended by you saying that you've gotten that deep into a relationship with, because that's not something you reserve for later on. That's you every day. Exactly. So that's not something that will sneak up on them. So I don't understand a woman that you're dating that will be offended by you saying that, because that by now they should know you.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the freedom of being with somebody that knows you, because you don't have to filter yourself all the damn time. You don't have to, you know what I mean, walk on eggshells and do all this other stuff. Yeah, it's things such as tact, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're together, like you just said, the person that's gonna be with Dub is already gonna know. He's not saying it because he's trying to hurt your feelings. He's just saying it because you asked a question, and the man is gonna tell you the truth. That's freedom in that type of relationship.
Wow, Mariko. Wow.
yes, absolutely. Now, see, this is the thing, though, right? Some women, like a woman, will say this same question: do I look fat in this dress? Yes, I love it. Do I have to add?
Your booty look big.
You asking me a direct question?
Yeah.
Do I look fat in this dress? Are you asking because you want to know how I see you? Because I already know how you look with or without that dress. So are you asking me in regards to how I see you, or are you asking me how everybody else is going to see you? Are you going to embarrass yourself by, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to feel a certain way being out and everybody looking at you saying certain things?
Yeah, because that lace ain't going.
And if you've been paying attention to your person, and you know what I'm saying, the public perception is an issue for them, then you cater the answer according to the person that you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? Like, babe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can see, some roles and whatnot. I love that. But I know how you are when you go out in public, and you don't want, when you take pictures and stuff and videos, you be feeling some type of way when we get back home. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see. Well, how you want to move? You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you my answer, how you want to move. Now you want to change, I can help you find something. Or you want to be like, bumped in people tonight, or we can make up certain poses, and I can stand in a certain direction to block certain things. Like, how you want to do it? You know what I'm saying?
That's fresh.
Can I ask the ladies the questions that's in our chat? How would you feel if you answered that question?
Stay home.
Right.
Stay home.
Okay.
That's the answer. Stay home.
That's it. That's it right there. No, really. How would you feel if your better half or your other half gave you the response that Donnie just gave you? Like I still feel sometimes like Dub said, it's in the or was it Mike that said it? It's in the receiving. Because I can say that to you. I can say it just like that. But you could still be like, all you heard was he called me fat.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
The thing, but again, I'm just under the assumption that this is not a first date.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That this is somebody I have history with, and so it's, you know, the interesting thing to me, and it's happened to me multiple times before, is when you're in a relationship with someone and they develop new insecurities that they didn't have when you first met them. You're like, well, where'd that come from?
Mm-hmm.
I know I must have contributed to it somehow because you've been with me for the last year. Like, I'm like, wow, that's interesting. But when I see in the comments, they're talking about, oh, that's insecurity, or, you know what I'm saying, that's just doing this and that. I believe that as humans, we cycle in and out of insecurities our entire lives.
I was just about to put that same thing up.
When I have to ask, I already know the answer.
Yeah. So with that being the case, when you have to ask, you already know the answer when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, that whole dressing thing, stuff like that, or whatever. That. So if you ask me and my answer is, yeah, you look fat.
Fighting that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Why are you, you know what I'm saying? Why are you fighting me on that? Now, I don't think that answer, I don't think that's a perfect fit for everything. Because sometimes you feel like you know something you really don't know. You know what I'm saying? You asking because you feel like you know the answer, but your answer can be completely wrong. But I'm just thinking in regards to the conversation that we was had as far as, like, you know what I'm saying, do I look fat in this dress? You know damn well you looked in the mirror before you came to me and asked me that same question. Are you looking for my validation to say it's okay to go out like this?
The question is the mirror telling me the truth? That's what they really asking. I don't trust this mirror. I'm gonna talk to somebody I trust. Errol, is this mirror telling me the truth?
Hell yeah.
This trick mirror.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, speaking of that, I got one more post for y'all that might tie in a little bit to that. Y'all ready for it?
Let's go.
All right.
That's right.
Grow as you please. If I have to get to know you again, I'll do that. Grow as you please. If I have to get to know you again, I'll do that. Size, mentality, maturity, spirituality.
That's good.
Everything.
Wow.
Growth.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like that. Because go ahead. No, you got it.
Say that's kind of a loaded statement right there. You know what I'm saying? Grow as you please. If I have to get to know you, you know, I'll do that. But
and I'm hoping we mean positive.
Everything. I don't know if that's a good fit for everything.
Okay, name some stuff that you think is not a good fit for. Because Donnie even said physically. Because if we're talking about physically growing,
grow as you please. Hey, one of my relationships, she went from a 1, she fluctuated between a 1 and like a 9 sizes, size 1 to size 9, and you know, back and forth in between. And I loved all of them. And I had to get to know them. But the thing about it, she was different as a size 1 than she was size 9 mentality wise, the way she felt about herself, which changed how she interacted with me, what she was comfortable with, places we could go, things she could wear, how long it would take us to get ready to go places. And I had to, because I loved her, I got to know her in that regard too. But like, I like what Mike said, Dub, like, what areas are you just like, nah, I ain't getting to know that?
Well, I mean, even then, like having to get to know somebody, like even that changed what you, the example that you used right there. Like, you may love them from 1 to 9, but even having to deal with their confidence level, right? Even have to deal with their insecurities. You know what I mean? It's not to say that you're not willing to do that, but it's those things is like, are things so easy? You know what I'm saying? Just to grow with somebody. What if they grow into something that you're just not attracted to anymore? You know what I'm saying? So I guess you can say, yeah, I can grow with you, but that growing with you may be growing apart from you. Maybe those, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll get to know the new you. You know what I'm saying? Grow as you want to, and I'll get to know the new you. But those things could be something that completely just takes you apart, right? What if you're a Christian and you two came into this relationship as Christians, right? And then this person grew and grew and grew far away from Christianity, and then she became a satanic worshiper, right? Are you going to continue to grow with her in that aspect? And I'm just using that like kind of extreme, you know what I'm saying? But like certain things, can you still grow with somebody and accept every part of their growth and still be like, all right, cool, we still gonna make it happen?
When I see this post, I see someone saying, grow as you please. If I have to get to know you again, I'll do that. If I have to get to know you again, for me, just kind of identifies, if I have to get to know you again, that may mean I have to reassign myself in your life as well. I may have to reassign my role here. Damn. In my getting to know you, because in this state of being, I was a good fit for partner. In this state of being, I might be a good fit for only a business partner. Like in this state of being, oh man, yeah, we can do romance. In this state of being, it has to be platonic. I think we need to read and see what it's not saying. It's not saying I'll accept you.
Right.
It's not saying I'll accept you however you grow. It says I'll have to get to know you again. I'll do that. And once I get to know you, then I'll assign myself according to to the update.
And then even what you saying that it makes me think, when you're in a relationship, do you want to have to do anything? I don't want to have to get, that just sounds so fine. If I have to, I will. I don't want to do that. I want
Catch
things
me
to
up real
go.
Did you see the post we put up, bro?
I didn't.
Okay, this was a post. Grow as you please. If I have to get to know you again, I'll do that. And Mike posed a question like, is that just across the board? Whatever it is, I'll get to know it and do it. He asked that to Dub, and then we kind of, transpired into what he's saying here. What I think he's saying is that I'll have to get to know you again. I'll do that, and then I'll reassign myself according to what I've now found out.
Yeah.
I do not think the core of people change. I think the way that they do things might be different. And so I think in that answer, in that post, from my viewpoint, I think he's saying that the things that, because we're supposed to be getting better as life proceeds. And so if I'm becoming a different person because I'm becoming better at whatever it is that this is, me as a person, me in this relationship, it may be different looking to my mate. And so in that, getting to know that person all over again doesn't change the core. It just changes the behavior.
But it also changes the relationship dynamics as well. I've heard a few, I think Pastor Dallas, get ready.
TD Jakes.
He did a sermon about how, I want my girlfriend back. Talks about like in the beginning of the marriage, whatever, the dating process, you get this girlfriend energy. And then once you get into the wife, space, it's like, maybe more responsibilities with the children, or maybe homekeeping, or the business side of the marriage. What if she grows out of that way of being she was in the beginning? That does kind of impact the entire relationship dynamic, because there was an element of fun there that you really appreciated, that she was like, hey, I need to tone this down a little bit, because I need to be a little more professional. Like even with a job, some people, we work 40 hours a week, right? That has an impact on how we do life. So sometimes we bring not just our work home, we bring our work mentality home. And if I went from working at Disneyland to now I work in a corporate office, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of that personality starts to bleed over into all my relationships. And I know that you guys know me. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. Being in the corporate world this past year, I know you guys have noticed a difference in how I engage and act with you, because it bleeds over, because that's where I'm spending 40 hours a week. Errol's a fighter. You know what I'm saying? That bleed, what I do consistently bleeds over. So I think it's worth asking, am I really committed to the commitment? Like if I say I'm gonna be with this person through sickness and health, till death do us part, good times and bad times, through changes, weight changes, religion changes, mentality changes. like that. If you state that up front, I feel like people can less be hurt if you decide to step away. I think that even with this getting to know you, there still should be some boundaries that you set for your own personal well-being. Because I'm not willing to follow you into hell.
Right. So I guess
I'm not going to take whatever you deliver.
Yeah.
So I guess with that being the case, even just like you said, being committed to the commitment, you tell the person if they are out of line or starting to go way too left, hey, fix that shit. Period. Fix that.
But why they got to fix it if they don't feel like it's broken? If it's something that they want,
you can do whatever you want to. But if I'm committed to the commitment, then all that's going to do, if you're doing whatever it is that you want, that's just going to drive a wedge between us. If you're just going now, you this completely different. See, so there's a difference between doing something that's going to benefit that person, right, versus doing something that's going to disrupt the relationship.
Agreed.
That's going to disrupt the bond. That's going to disrupt, us being able to do life together. And I think, if it's something that you just choose to do, a hobby or something that you picking up, or, a more peaceful way of living or whatever the case may be, that's going to benefit you as a person, then I completely understand that. But if you're doing something that's going to disrupt us,
okay,
I think that's where the problem comes in. So that at that particular point is okay, fix that shit.
I would say that if we're having our regular check-ins, it's good to talk to the person that you're with. I think even dating, if you're exclusively dating someone, it's good to talk to them like a partner. It's good to talk to them about, maybe significant change you're thinking about making in your life. I think it's good because the people who are going to be directly impacted the most should have a little bit of insight. You got the text, Mike?
Yeah.
Is that a little accurate? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else on this topic, real quick, fellas?
Nope.
We did have. Mike has to step away for a second. We talked about honesty. Shayla said exactly, just like if your man asks you if his penis is small, yes, but I love you. Honesty.
Oh God.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to halftime. We've reached that time of the show. It's halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you're enjoying yourself. We hope that you've tagged somebody. Thank you guys for jumping in the chats and enjoying this live conversation with us. We appreciate your input. If you're not following us on our social media, it is maybe this will help the podcast on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. Maybe this will help the podcast on those platforms. We don't have any TikTok or anything like that as of yet, but Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, maybe this will help the podcast. Go follow us. Make sure that you're sharing this on your Facebook and YouTube. We're about to start the second half of the show. And if you love what we're doing and you believe in what we're doing and you want to contribute to what we're doing, we do have a Cash App that accepts donations. $ maybe this will help. $ maybe this will help. If you don't have Cash App, you can go to Maybe This Will Help Podcast. Not the podcast. Maybe This Will Help Podcast at Gmail. And we can talk to you about Zelle, Venmo, PayPal. Meet me on the corner of Slauson in a second. And then we can get that dough. So thank you guys so much.
Check in the box.
If you know where it is, brother. If you know where it is.
Yeah.
And if you could do this for me, we love when you guys do this. Go to the chat and put your favorite part of the show in there so far. What's been your favorite quote? What's been your favorite quote, your favorite post, your favorite moment? Put that in the chat. I think last week it was hashtag you stupid.
Yikes.
That was last week. Yeah. You stupid. What's been your favorite part of the show so far? Thank you guys for rocking with us. Man. All right. This is Nets V Blog King 1. I follow you, bro, on Instagram. I share you in my community already. Thank you for that. We appreciate you. All right, we're not shutting the show down. We got a whole nother 50 minutes to go, but thank you for joining in and contributing and telling a woman, yeah, you look fat in that dress, stay home. That's another good one. Janea said that fat ass in the dress. Oh, man. Okay. Well, we got some advice jumping off in the...
Never. Why not be honest? Y'all want to... Never mind. Go ahead.
Yep. But isn't that where healthy communication comes in? We thank you guys so much. We're about to get started on the second half of the show. Fellas, y'all got anything y'all want to add as we kill a little bit of time? Try to wait for Mike.
Man, no, I just like words. Hey, yes.
It looked like it's sting back.
Hey, yep. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get started. We are about to get started on the second half of the show. We're doing videos. And again, remember, if you see a post online that you think we should talk about, go to our Instagram and send it to us so that we can consider putting it on the show. My French friend is responding again. She said, Jaquetia says, I love the male perspective and transparency. So thank you, Miss Green.
Never going to come back. The quarter's never going to come back.
She'll be back. Jaquetia. My favorite part of the show is the quad being in place.
Oh, that means all four of us.
All four of us.
Oh, yeah. That's French too. Okay. Got you. All right. All right, let's start the second half of the show. Let's start right here.
My name is Tyler, and I'm a phrasexual. Phrasexuals are only attracted to people they don't know very well. The more they get to know them, the more the attraction fades. We even have our own flag. When a girl tells me she loves me, that's when I know it's time to break it off. The second she starts asking me, why don't we ever go out on dates? That's when the clock starts ticking. Look, I can't help it. I want a long-term relationship, but I can't control when that attraction fades. I just have to cycle these girls out every 3 or 4 months because I'm phrasexual. That's why whenever I meet a new girl, I urge her not to tell me her name. I don't want to know anything about you. That's the only way this will work for me. You have to respect my sexuality. We're phrasexuals. We're here, and our voices will be heard.
Man.
Kerry is not only a member, he's the president.
I hate it.
Yo.
Absolutely hate it.
Do we have any phrasexuals in the audience? Have you ever been a phrasexual? Have you ever just like, babe, please don't catch feelings? That's not what this
100%.
is.
100%. 100%.
I feel like I'm the complete opposite. Like I feel like that's my problem.
That you catch feelings fast?
No, I want. Yeah.
Oh, you want feelings?
Yeah. I'm a relationship dude. Like I want to be in a relationship. Like when I'm not in a relationship, can I survive outside of one?
Dub, was that
I
you?
Knew one of you. I knew who it was, and I hate you, and I'm gonna remove you.
I don't believe you.
I hate. This is why. See, this is why. Who said that? Vicky, this is why you only get 3. This is exactly why you only get 3.
Man.
I think that's just something. I think that's something we do when we're younger. But even when we were younger, I don't think that was something that I was like. I mean, can you do it? Yeah, but is it something you're fond of and you want to continue to do often? Not the older you get.
Right.
I've had seasons of phrasexuality where I'm just like, listen, man, I'm in a weird space. I've learned in my older years to like explain when I'm in that weird space. But, you know, people catch feelings when they catch them. And I think that, man, the best thing you do is just be honest with yourself and put more stress on being honest with yourself than even being honest with the other person. Put a lot of stress on being honest with yourself, because if you're trying to pull the wool over your own eyes and what you present to the world and to the other people, man, they're building a life with a fake version of you. And you're not going to want that, man. And in the long run, that's going to hurt. Trust me, a lot of people have to come back and forgive themselves.
Sometimes in the short run, it don't even take a long time.
You're right about that. All right. Well, that was just a little fun one. But here, let's get into something real. Mike, I'm gonna let you lead this one off after it's done.
All right.
This is the guy. You remember the guy I was telling you that I dated that dumped me and then went and married another girl?
Oh yeah. Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. Well, why is that good?
Oh, because his loss is my gain.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's right.
Yeah.
And he was just asking me to go to dinner.
Oh, you did it? No. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
You heard my man.
We not doing that. All right?
Okay.
I'll let you, buddy.
Bye, bitch.
Go ahead. That's mine, baby. That's mine.
So I just heard her say "bye, bitch." Is that what she said?
That was my first time hearing it too. Yeah.
Golly, God, I was.
I'd have thought that.
She didn't say that.
Oh, I was like, nah, she couldn't have said it.
No, actually, I know because I like that show.
Oh, okay.
No, that ain't what she said.
Oh, she didn't say it?
No, she didn't say bye, bitch.
Run it back.
Yeah, I'm running that back.
This is the guy. You remember the guy I was telling you that I dated that dumped me and then went and married another girl?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, why is that good?
Oh, because his loss is my gain.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's right.
Yeah.
And he was just asking me to go to dinner.
Oh, you did it? No. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
You heard my man.
We're not doing that. All right?
Okay.
I'll let you, buddy.
Bye, bitch.
Go ahead. That's mine, baby. That's mine.
Yes, I like that show.
Bitch.
Oh, I swear I missed that part. I like that show that much better now. Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Oh shit.
So it was a couple of things.
Let's get it.
Deb, you gotta tell me what that show is too. I don't even know what that show is.
It's called Zatima.
Zatima. All right.
Yeah.
The BET Plus, huh?
Yeah.
A title like that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
So for me, a couple things stood out. I think the dude, her new man or whatever, I think he handled it very well. I was watching it, and I thought it was gonna be something else, but I think he handled it super well. You know what I mean? And I also like the united front. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was being disrespectful. Nobody was, you know what I mean? Until the end, until the part. But before that, I just it made me smile because I feel like, you know what I mean, it was just handled so on point to me. You know what I mean? It was because, you know, I had to ask myself, like, if I was in that situation, would I handle it like that? Like, so Dub, you can kind of give me some backstory. Did he already know she was with somebody else?
So if you're gonna watch the show, I don't want to tell you.
Damn, it kind of helps. It kind of helps though with what I.
No, it's a whole twist to it.
Okay,
It's
so I was just saying like this.
I don't even want to, you know what I'm saying?
So
I don't want to say nothing.
Okay, so if he did know that she was in a relationship, dude is 100% wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Just the fact that the dude told him straight up, one man's loss is another man's gain. You know what I mean? And I think that you know what I mean as a couple, that sometimes you're right.
You lost, I lost. We all losing. Oh, great.
There you go, brother. That's all you brothers. Okay.
Yeah. I just think that's how things would be handled. It don't always got to be super rah-rah and, you know what I mean, a whole bunch of drama and BS like we see on these reality shows. To me, that was perfect. Like, he got it. You get it. We're not doing it. Goodbye, bitch.
Situations like this always remind me of the Dave Chappelle episode when Keeping It Real goes bad. I think about that show all the time because people be so pressed on keeping it real. They ain't gonna do me like that, and they end up in some horrible situations just trying to keep it real. Yeah. But what would you guys do if you was in that guy's shoes and you rolled up on your girl? What you got, Kerry?
I personally love the way he was like an asshole, but he was a nice asshole. Personally, I give him an A+. I mean,
professional petty.
Listen, huh? Who am I? Damn it.
Petty Pendergrass.
Listen.
Damn.
At the end of the day, no, I mean, that's
we got another perspective, though. You want to respond to it?
It doesn't take all that. Introduce him as your man and keep it pushing. It depends on your personality. If that's not your personality, then
again, we don't have the backstory. Well, I don't have the backstory.
Yeah,
Maybe it did take all that for him. This nigga may have been a nigga that presses the issue. So now, nigga, I'm here.
Based on that, what we got from that clip, it doesn't really show the backstory, but everything that she said was necessary. You know, and knowing the backstory, everything that she said was necessary. So, I mean, for me, for the show's sake, I think would have been just like the icing on the cake when he got behind him, you know what I'm saying, and said those last few words. If he'd just did like basketball, just smacked him on his ass and just ran off.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Good game, baby.
Wow. All right. All right. Well, you guys ready for the next one?
No.
Wait,
We need you to
wait, hold on. Before we how you feel about it?
What would I have? Oh, Jesus. What would I have done? Lord.
Donovan would have been like,
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Yep.
I'm trying to fight that so bad. Do you want to go? Did you? No. Oh God. What would Donovan have done in that situation?
He wouldn't have said nothing. He'd just stood there like this.
Hey, Kerry, I would have done like the dude in the club, just pull him real close and whisper in his ear. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I think I've been traumatized. I think about so many different situations in my past relationships where me and my partner couldn't partner in moments like that. Like they were in sync, man. You'd think they staged that. So for me, and in the trauma, I immediately thought about like I gotta handle this on my own. I would love to handle it like it was handled on the show. I would love to handle it like that. I think that my experience though just makes me feel like, man, like I would have probably been in that situation, having to wonder what she was doing and what she was thinking and where we at right now. And are you gonna be mad if I don't punch this dude because you feel like he disrespected you? Like I've been in situations like that before, and I'm just like, golly, like. So I don't know. I would hope to handle like it was handled on the show, but that depends on me having a relationship like they have. So that's ideal for me, how they handled it.
Where Mariko said this, it doesn't take all of that interest. The problem that a lot of men run into is trying to handle it in a mature way because we feel like it doesn't take all of that.
Speak on that,
and then
brother.
her response, she's mad at how we responded in that because it really didn't take all that. But this is outside of the show. This is just in general. We about to go have our own life, our own run. We finna go run, take a shower, hump, do whatever we finna do. This nigga finna still be wondering why you're not going to dinner with him. Why do I need to sit here and indulge in all this fuckery for your ego? Ain't I stroking your ego enough? Ain't I stroking you enough, period? Do you need more in front of this man? So I think sometimes there's an iffy balance in that. There's an unsure balance of, like you said, Donnie, am I supposed to punch this thing in his face? Or am I supposed to walk off with my hand on my girl booty like, it's not yours anymore? Or am I just supposed to say, nice to meet you, bro? Sorry, it didn't work out for you. And walk the fuck off.
Hey. So you do that, right? Check this out. You do that, right? And then he say, okay, cool. That's cool, bro. Does she still do that thing with her tongue?
Absolutely. It's just somewhere else now.
But what if she don't do that thing for you?
I don't know. I'm still going to say absolutely. It's just
I'm about to say, yeah, whatever. This is something I learned, man. This is something I feel like I try to live by. And I told you guys this multiple times. Don't take the bait. Recognize when someone's trying to bait you. You know what I'm saying to you? Because if he can do sometimes people just bait you just so you can punch them, call the police, get you arrested, mess up your credit, your job, your whole situation. And now they got even more access to kind of make a move on your girl from that position. I'm really big on don't take the bait. People will try to bait you left, or the enemy, Satan, will try to bait you. Be wise, man. Be cautious about how people are moving around you and check their intentions before you engage, man, because it may be a whole setup.
Listen, brother, somebody tried to bait me last night. Oh man, it was gonna be a bad situation, boy. Boy, I tell you what.
Yikes.
What Lisa say? She felt protected in that moment, like he was making his place known. It was more for her than the guy. And like, if that's the relationship, that's what she needed, then he had a responsibility, to do whatever he needed to do to make her feel safe in that space. But this goes back to knowing what it takes to make your person feel safe, knowing what it takes to make your person feel respected, because that's what you're trying to do in this relationship. in most cases, and not all cases, but in most cases, the man is doing his due diligence to make the woman feel safe. The woman's doing her due diligence to make the man feel respected. And that's kind of how some of the main ways they show love to each other.
Hoodie.
Real talk.
Hoodie.
Don't take the bait from your woman either. So many men have lost their lives. Real talk.
That's good.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And
pull up. What you tell me to pull up? Can you leave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's big. That's big right there.
Yeah.
You telling me to pull up? Can you just leave? Wow. That's nice. Because if I pull up and I go to jail, he's gonna be fucking you.
And that's another thing about knowing your partner. For me, it's important for my woman to know, like, if I get pushed to a certain point, it's over.
It is done.
It's over. So you knowing that, you to me, that's when that the woman is the backbone of relationship really makes sense. Like, this is where you step in and you handle this, because if I gotta handle it, it ain't gonna be good.
Yeah.
I think we all done had some experience with this, so we all feeling some type of way. That's ooh, wow. So this is interesting.
I was gonna say that. Yep.
Hazel said he matched her energy. So is that? I feel like he did. He came in and matched wherever he wanted to be. He saw where she was, and he just partnered with that.
Right. Because who knows, if she was, with the shit, maybe he would have been with the shit too.
He probably needed to at that point, because she might have had some different feelings about this brother in that dinner if this brother would have showed up soft.
Watch the show.
She'd have been like, man, as a matter of fact,
hey,
my number's the same.
I'm gonna check it out, Doug. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. All right. Let's move into it, fellas. Here we go.
And still love you. I can stop speaking to you and still care for you. I can let you go and still wish you the best. If I leave you alone, it's not to be bitter or petty. It's for my own good. If I let you go, it's because I need to be happy with or without you in my life.
His voice.
It's like he's trying to sound like Morgan Freeman, but don't really got the octave right.
Mix between Morgan Freeman and Pee Wee Herman a little bit. I got you.
And still love you. I can stop speaking to you and still care for you. I can let you go and still wish you the best. If I leave you alone, it's not to be bitter or petty. It's for my own good. If I let you go, it's because I need to be happy with or without you in my life.
Y'all agree with that? You can let somebody know and not make them a villain and still be like, yo, I wish you the best. I really want what's best for you. I just recognize that this is not a good mix. And it doesn't have to mean you're a bad person, but this is not a good mix for me.
Right.
Yeah. I do feel that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to do it though?
I was gonna say, yeah, I've been on both sides of the coin. I've had it done to me, and granted, yeah, it does hurt, because in that situation, you don't want the person to go anywhere. But then at the same time, if you're saying you love someone and you know what I mean, you guys are in that type of relationship. Like, if you're saying you're not happy with me, why would I press you to stay if you're really not that happy? To me, that ain't love. To me, I want you to be happy, right? And if that ain't with me, then go find that wherever you feel like you need to find it. Does it hurt? Yes, but you know what I mean. I think that's the purest form of love, is when you can be that honest.
There's this I met this girl on this Christian cafe site, and so she sent me this movie to watch. It's Filipino. It's called Hello, Love, Goodbye. Yo, it's good. It's good. And a certain part of it,
Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. It's really good. Honestly, it's a really good movie. And that towards the end, something like that kind of happens, where it's like the person needs to do something that's best for them, and the other person is trying to convince them, like, but don't you love me? And the person just has to sit and say, listen, for the first time in my life, I am loving me more.
Ooh.
That just reminds me of being in situations and having to deal with that hurt like that, you know what I'm saying, walking away because I had to protect myself. And then looking back at it, once I got to a point where I was okay, I realized that there was nothing beneficial for me there to begin with. It was just my love for that person, which is what was keeping me there. You know what I'm saying? It was my love and my expectations of potential, or you know what I'm saying, thinking like, okay, well, this could be like this, or you know what I'm saying, it could be a good situation if this person did this. And all the while, this person was never going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end up hurting myself in the long run, still staying there, and then having to go through leaving and separating myself from that person because it just, that's what I had to do to make sure I was you know, getting healed, so to speak. And then all the while, when I got to a point, looking back at that situation and just saying, okay, well, I was there. What was the benefit of me being there? Was I even benefiting from being there? And in hindsight, looking at it, I was not benefiting anything. I was just giving, and suffering.
Sheesh. I think if it's one thing that anybody who watches this show will pull from it, is how to ask higher quality questions when you're dating people. Maximizing those dating moments and asking high quality questions, you know, things that really are going to matter forever versus things that just matter in that moment. And I think what Dub just said, like, you know, some of those questions are questions you need to ask yourself after a first date. Not always ask that person. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really good, man. I was giving, and suffering. You know, but it goes back to the beginning of the show. Like, why do I even want to date this person? Am I being honest with myself? Do I really just want to have sex with this person? And am I just trying to date them to get them in the bed instead of just being direct? You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to marry this person, or am I really dating them in hopes that I find something better? You know what I'm saying? Because if we're not being honest, then we have to ask ourselves, are we being manipulative?
Right.
And not because we don't want to ask that question, we don't want to answer to that question. Yeah, yeah, you do. Ask that question. I'm not saying that even when you're not being honest, you're being manipulative, but I'm saying at least ask that question. Am I being manipulative right now? Am I being the type of way that I would want a man to be with my sister or my daughter or my mom? This right here, though. Lisa Wahishi said, yeah, go find happiness elsewhere, but I'm too petty to wish you well. I'm still evolving. Don't judge me.
Nah, no judgment. Everybody, I mean,
what's wrong?
Everybody is not there.
Wahishi, she's Native American, man. Don't do that.
Why what?
Listen, Wild Wolf.
Why what?
Don't worry about him. Lisa Wahishi.
These names, boy. These pronunciations of these names, I'll say that.
And then giving them
Purpose.
nationalities.
Purpose.
Purpose.
Little rocking bull. Little gawk. All right. She said, "I am back." It's why chi,
not black,
white, just white,
chi.
That's it.
White.
I feel like that's Asian. White chi.
God damn it, Donnie.
Does H is silent? What are you saying right now?
White.
Y and chi mean white.
Chi, white chi.
Nope.
I hate it.
Anyway, yeah, back to this. I might have to let that go and wish you well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to murder your name. So moving forward, as we look at this situation, that video of having to wish people well, is that something that we feel like we need to express to them? Or is that something we need to be honest with ourselves about? Like, do I need to go as far as saying I wish you well and, you know, hope you evolve and stuff like that? Or is it's just like, hey, I just can't be here for my own personal health and safety? Because sometimes when you put it out there that you want to leave that relationship, the next thing is going to happen is going to convince you to stay.
Yeah, I think that convincing to stay may happen regardless as if you give that extra explanation or not. Do I feel like you have to? No, but you know what I mean. If we are leaving and we're not leaving on like super negative terms, then I don't mind giving that extra. You know what I mean. Behind the scenes reasoning on why I am leaving. I don't mind that.
So could it possibly be the wishing well part? Is if I'm wishing you well, I'm hoping that you're gonna say something to make me want to stay.
Do we do that?
That's
Yeah, because I've
interesting.
seen that before too, Dub. Yep.
That's
Yep.
interesting.
Yep, I've seen that before too. Well, I wish you
Interesting.
well.
Have you done it? Have you done that?
I've never done it, but I've had that done towards me.
So that's like a unspoken ultimatum, right? You're not telling them it's this or that, but you're saying, "Hey, I wish you well because I'm needing this."
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna do something about it? Huh?
Is that not okay though?
Is it okay?
Because that's I mean, maybe not in those words, but if I'm missing something and you're not giving it to me, and this is a relationship, is it okay that I stay or leave? Or I mean, why does that?
This is a topic we always circle back to, so I'm about to enjoy this. What you got, Mike?
I was gonna say I think that it comes down to what are your intentions behind saying it. If you're just saying it because you want me, like Dub said, you want me to come back and say, no, don't leave, let's work it out, or are you saying it because you really wishing me well? Two different things.
I think it depends on how deep you are into packing your bags, or have you just started packing your bags, or have you already booked your ticket and you're on your way to the airport? Like it depends where you are.
Does it really if it's what you really want?
Because if it's not what you really want, don't say the shit.
I think the thing is that they want it, but they know that it's not good for them to stay there.
Right.
They do want it.
Okay.
Now look at this. Look at it from this perspective. Being so angry that instead of cursing a person out and say you stupid raggedy b, I'm just gonna say because of the God in me is checking me to not say all that. You know what? I wish you the best. Leave me the fuck alone.
It still goes back to if you don't mean it, don't say. I mean,
I mean it. You know what I'm saying? I want you to do. I want you to. I wish you.
What if she says, "But you're the best"?
No, nope.
He said, nah.
I wish you the best, but that's you. Oh God.
Oh shit.
What, Carrie?
I just feel like when that statement is made, sometimes people don't get, hey, you're doing dumb shit and I really want you to fix it before I bounce because this is actually what I desire. But I think that sometimes that's not received. So we do try, you know what, because I'm not really mad at you. I really wish that you would do some of the things or whatever this is that I'm desiring of you. But I really don't think you're going to. So, you know, I do wish you the best. I wish it was here, but it's not. But you wanting them to, you want that adjustment. So
And I think
like another chance.
I think that goes back to, man, like you just said, you know, you're doing stupid stuff. That's a judgment of their behavior. In actuality, how I see it is that you're just doing stuff I don't like because that actually might be a good fit for somebody else. And I'm happy. If this is truly how you self-express, I'm happy that you're expressing it. So let me move out of the way for someone who can appreciate it. Because what I'm saying in essence is that I see you doing you and I know that I'm not capable or willing to appreciate that. I'm not willing to appreciate, engage, or support it. It doesn't mean you bad. It doesn't mean I'm bad. I just know what I want and what I need to be involved in. And I'm going to move out of the way so that you can have somebody that really loves on you the way that you want to be loved. And I'm just not that person. It goes back to us not trying to be everybody's cup of tea. I know there's going to be situations where I like people, date people, and I'm just not going to be a good fit. Doesn't mean I'm a bad guy or they're a bad woman. It just means that, you know, this is as far as we can go together because I know what I need in life. I know what I need in a partner.
Yeah.
You know, people say, well, you don't know what you need because you never had this. You can try this. I could, but I do know what's healthy and what's not healthy. I do have a lot of wiggle room. You know, I don't have a list. I have a lot of space to like, oh, I like this and I prefer this, but I'm willing to do this. But there's definitely boundaries around what I'm not willing to do.
You know,
I need to hold that standard.
I will say this, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think if someone, I think people need to reserve some space to see who a person really is, not just who you want them to be, especially if they're not doing anything wrong, right? So if a person is doing something wrong or unjust, then it's like, okay, I get it, right? But if a person is just being them and you have these expectations of what you want them to be or how they how you perceive them to be or how you want them to be, if you just take a moment to just say, okay, you know what, I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open and see exactly who this person is. You know, a lot of times we try to make people conform to the way we want them to be because this is the mind frame. This is what I think that I want in a person. And I want them to be like this and like this and like this and like this. So you kind of trying to force them into this little role path. And if you're not like this, then I just can't be with you. Versus if you're just saying, okay, you know what? These are certain things that I would like, but let me see how this person is first. Let me see the qualities that this person possesses, because there may be some things that I just didn't even know I even wanted or needed.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to what I was saying before by people, you know what I'm saying, like people knowing me or knowing who I am, but don't actually get to experience me.
Gotcha.
That's good. I like what Lisa said. She said, if you're waiting until I'm ready to walk out to make the change, it's too late, and the change will only be temporary.
I don't know. I feel like some people walk out knowing they're gonna probably walk back in. I think honestly, some people be bluffing.
Right. To see if you'll walk away.
Huh.
And I will.
Yeah. And see if you really gonna give them that. All right. Bye, nigga.
Yeah. Are you gonna fight for me? Are you gonna, chase me? Are you, gonna do all these things that for certain people, is what they need, you know what I'm saying to you? So I just say don't bluff. Like when you're gonna be out, because you'll mess around and try to call somebody's bluff and they call yours.
Oh, boop, boop, boop.
Hey, so this one time in band camp with transparent. I was dating this young lady, and we had been dating for some months. Actually, we were together. It was girlfriend, and it's like shortest relationship I ever had as an adult. And I spazzed on her at this club, right? We went out together. Well, she went to a place. I hate you. She went to a place, and I ended up coming there. And the way that she treated me when I was there was an expectation of my own shit from an environment that I came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I played myself. So I left through a tantrum.
Would you like to send her a message?
Wait. Met her at her house. I had keys. I said, you know what? I'm not going to go through this unnecessary stuff. Yada, yada, yada. You can have your keys. She said, okay. Took the keys, walked upstairs, said nothing. Didn't say bye. Didn't say, do you know to this day, when I see her, she'd be like, hey, keep it pushing.
Wow.
I felt so stupid. I had never again. I will never again. It was it was a double grave. It wasn't even just a single 6 foot. Right.
Jeez.
I mean, and like she walked up the driveway into her place, but I'm still standing there in the driveway looking like that.
Wow. Wow, brother. You didn't have much. You didn't have as much rope as you thought you did.
The little bit that I had, I hung myself with it.
Sheesh. Okay. Yeah. I got some situations I would like to do over, but it's all good.
Would you like to do them over, or was it just a learning experience?
Yeah, I don't subscribe to
her
that.
over or the situation. Oh, never mind.
Both of
them.
me.
Both.
Listen, I don't subscribe to. Oh, it made me who I was. Y'all didn't see that post I put up? That's why I said, "Oh, yeah, the things you went through made you who you are." Like, I don't like who I am.
That's the problem.
That's
the problem. I don't like this person, so I want to do it over. Let's just be honest. Everybody's not proud of who they are today. Damn it. And the situations I was in did it to me.
Right.
Oh, man. Your twin giving you a shout out over here, Carrie.
Hey, bro. What up, twin? We don't let them home. So
both of y'all do deeply love the host.
Yeah, because we love you.
Listen, I'll be that. Y'all ready for the next video?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'll be that.
Connection cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. It's either there or it's not. Wow. There's nothing you can do to build connection. You can build a stronger bond. You can create a stronger attachment to each other, but that still doesn't mean connection is there. And you see this play out in situations where you have people who could meet each other right now, have this amazing connection. Something happens where they fall apart. They come back together years later, 10, 20 years later, and it's like they never stop talking. It just falls right back into place. It's connection. It's a deeper thing that's occurring there. To me, connection is your spirit recognizing its match. It is something that is happening beneath the surface, all right? Which is why many people who have felt connection, you can't always explain it. Connection does not always line up with the logic of compatibility. It's not always, oh, well, it makes sense because of this. No. It's just there. Consider this. You can be compatible with tons of people. You can have chemistry with tons of people. You do not feel connection with a bunch of people.
Damn.
That's real talk.
Sheesh.
That's real talk. You can try to lie to yourself and whatever you want to about, I'm done, I'm over it. But again, connection doesn't mean marriage.
And oh man, that's really good. Sheesh. Yeah.
That connection is
I don't
something
really have
else,
to say
man.
much to say about that.
Yeah.
Ain't got okay.
Because
did you have something to add?
That was actual, factual, brother.
Nah.
See if people in the comments had anything to say. All they got to say was agreed, true, actually, bruh, facts.
What happens when you make connection with somebody that's toxic or somebody?
I don't think you make it. You either have it or you don't.
But that's what I'm saying. What happens when you have that connection with somebody that's like that?
Brother, you speaking from experience? Do you know?
100%.
So what happens?
120%. I think the connection never goes away. If I'm being honest, I think the connection underlying is always there. Don't mean that you still want to be with the person or you even look at them in the same light, but that connection, dude, it to me, it's just there. You know what I mean? It's just there.
Just because a connection is there doesn't mean you have to be there.
Well, exactly.
That's what he said earlier. You guys like separate, and when you do decide to come back, you kind of pick up where you left off, whether that was a good place or
That's a choice. Sometimes you could just overlook them at the club and be like,
"Yep," because that's what's best for you.
But you still feel the connection.
But you still feel
at that point. I just feel like it's just it's just at that point it's just discipline, self-control, and honor. Honoring yourself. Like, I got a connection to that, but me and Dark Liquor got a connection, but
that connection. Damn. Wow.
Yeah. I'm still responsible for my own behavior, regardless of who I'm connected to or not.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What to say here? The connection is there, but for your mental and emotional health, disconnect or distance, because that's the whole point about the connection. You can't really turn it off. You got to just distance yourself, right?
Yeah.
Right. But you have to be intentional with it, because sometimes we.
Wow.
He don't want no friend sandwich.
What? She wasn't talking to you.
He want a wife sandwich. He said it earlier in the show when you was on the toilet. He wants a wife sandwich.
Golly, bro.
Explosion. Whoa. So,
wow.
I'm not sleepy.
Wow. Yo. Hey,
on,
wait. No, hold on. I think Lakeisha's shooting her shot. Miss Bastien. I want to know what a Big Daddy sandwich is, and how do you know how to make one?
What's a Big Daddy sandwich?
Miss Bastien, I am talking to you. Wow.
Oh,
wow. All right.
I was just reflecting on the conversation, just thinking about different connections and how you can have connections with people. And, what I'm saying? Sometimes those connections are physical. Sometimes those connections are, just spiritual or mental or whatever it is. It's just different connections. And sometimes it's just you walk away from those connections. Doesn't mean that those connections aren't there still, but sometimes you just walk away from it, or you do what's best for you.
Yo, this is good right here, though. What's up, Jackson? she said, I feel like when we connect with toxic people, it's a form of connecting with a cycle in ourselves that we need healing from. Just a reflection. Maybe that connection is from a place within ourselves. You ever heard of like trauma bonding?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have. That wasn't.
I feel like in that arena, maybe it might be something inside yourself you don't want to resolve, and that is what the connection exists upon. That
That's
area
good.
of your life that you won't address. And so maybe there is some truth to an ability to disconnect. That part of you would not have to be able to exist inside of you anymore. That the connection was built on, that you healed, and now we don't connect anymore. Maybe, unless it's a soul connection. I mean,
that's good.
Yeah, that's good. And you know what the crazy part about it is? People have that type of connection, not even just romantically. You know what I'm saying? Just like that saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You connect because you two both hate the same person. Or you know what I'm saying? So it could, not just romantically, it can be, friendships. Oh, you don't like that nigga, I don't like that nigga either. Or you know what I'm saying? Or that heifer's raggedy, yeah, I think she is too. Hey, what's up? Let's go play basketball.
Wow. Okay.
All right. That's happening in real life, though. That's real talk.
Jesus.
There's just some things people don't like.
Somebody asked me, was it the ponytail or was it the
press on baby hairs?
It's the lead press on edges.
Yeah.
Oh, the ponytail is fine.
They all do it.
Yeah,
it's the lead press on edges.
We just need to rectify this right now.
And all is well. All is
like,
well.
And all is well.
Look like old girl that took the keys and never came. Okay.
This bitch.
As I walked up the driveway to my car, and she was already upstairs.
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh man.
We got 6 minutes and one more video to go. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
We need to start having real conversations in churches.
Yeah.
And saying, man, you probably think, bro, you better than what you think you are.
Yeah.
And God forbid, like, your wife don't want to have sex just because it's whack.
You're bad.
You're bad at it. And
Yeah.
so, like, man, like, I think that we need to start teaching men to learn how to pay attention to a woman's body.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing something, don't try to get creative. Keep doing that.
Why did you shimmy?
I'm just saying, keep doing that same thing you was doing because she seemed like she was liking it. You know what I'm saying? I've had to have conversations with dudes. We know people that, was like, yo, Preston, can you help?
And all the male exotic dancers said,
yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
Wow. Mike, because we are unanimous.
Hey, you're the other. We got degrees. I don't know where you are with this, brother, but listen.
What does the Army have to say about this?
Oh man.
Nah, I think I honestly think a lot of dudes do need that though, because they think that because the last woman or the last couple women.
What? Why Chi-Chi? What does this mean?
Yeah, wow.
But not when I'm there.
Why Chi-Chi?
That's the best I could do.
So I think a lot of dudes do need the help in that department because the last chick or the last few chicks then gassed them up to think one way, so they think they're gonna take that same thing in the bedroom with this new one, and this new one is like, nigga, what are you doing?
Would you admit it though? She said, what guy is legit admit I need help pleasing my wife?
Why shouldn't you? That's your wife. What you mean? Like, this somebody I gotta be with forever. If I need help, fucking help me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. She spelled it out. Got it. Now we know. Thank you.
And there it is.
Yeah.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that's
when to and when not to.
I definitely, understand what she's saying right there. You know what I mean? As far as, don't switch stuff up. Sometimes it's one of those things to where, you have to learn your person. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes what you was doing for one person and it was wonderful for that one person, but then you try to do that on the next person and it doesn't work. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like same thing. Like a lot of times, and I'm gonna be direct and I'm gonna be blunt, but it is what it is. A lot of times women think they're better at giving head than they really are, right? And sometimes it's like the guy you want it, you know what I'm saying? You want the head, but it's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Is she open for corrective? It's like, let me tell you what you're doing wrong. Let me, you know what I'm saying? But then if you say that, you probably don't want to, you know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna want to do it no more. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but that goes back to the conversation about y'all talk about don't compare. So how you gonna tell somebody doing something wrong without them knowing? How do you know?
Because what if you should explain it to being wrong and more of a something I don't like or something?
Come on, man, you better become a politician. You better become a politician.
I'm just saying, those are your options.
Yeah.
So this question,
I think it's just doing something to know your person and not comparing to the last person. We'll work with the last person. We'll work with the last person very well may work with the next person. You know what I'm saying? But don't just assume that it's automatically going to and just say, well, I ain't never had no problems before and I ain't never had no complaints before. Yeah, because they probably like teeth.
I mean, people into all kind of things these days,
right?
You know?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly
this is where I'm at with it, man. It goes back to when you are engaging with someone, just that there's help for anything that you want to do in life. You want to build a house or you want to build a better marriage, you want to satisfy your partner. There's someone you can talk to about it. You don't have to have that conversation like, oh, she used to do this or he used to do that. You can go to a sex therapist, you can go to a sex counselor, you can go to a sex retreat where it's going to be other couples there and just finding different ways to explore one another and never have to bring another person, your experience with another person into the conversation. There's all these kind of things. And Mariko said, do you want the church to provide these instructions? Yeah. What happened? Carrie and Mike, y'all went to a sex retreat together?
I hate him.
This nigga's immature.
Why? Because I noticed your level of immaturity. You have. All right, go ahead, Donnie. I'm sorry. We're immature.
I apologize.
Mariko said, baby, are you open to enhancing this experience?
That's a good way to put it.
In essence, just like, hey, I want to try something.
Right. And then,
you know what I'm saying? But it's like this, though. My mom always said,
no, don't.
Jesus.
Right.
Okay.
So she said some dudes like T, just exactly what I was just now saying. Some people, you can't do something for the next person and assume that they're going to like it because your previous person did.
My mom said this. She says she hates a bad meal when she's really hungry. She hates that when you really. So it goes back to even the bedroom. Like, yeah, you may want to try something, but don't try it. Try it
with me.
Extra time.
Yeah.
What is extra time in a relationship, though, bro?
After you give it at least 2 or 3, then say, okay, now now that we reached that, let's try a little something else just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying to you?
That's good.
What's it, Mike? You okay over there?
That's that nigga Carrie.
I say like this, man. If you are struggling in any area of your life, man, get help. You know what I'm saying? Get help. Talk to somebody, either somebody who's been there or get around other people who are in the same space and you guys figure it out together. I'm all for support groups. I'm all for retreats and workshops. I'm all for therapy and counseling. Like, we don't have to be ignorant to a lot of these things. We don't have to feel helpless in a lot of these situations. If our church could provide them, then it would be great. But to hear your partner's desires can be a turn on, use it as foreplay.
Yes, I agree.
But like you guys have been saying, though, it depends if that's your person's language.
Yeah.
Get to know your person before you get frustrated and give up. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to some supports.
You should definitely be studying your partner, though. Like that's a part of that. Knowing that's a part of growing with your partner if you guys are in a physical aspect. learning your partner and studying your partner. I'm talking to y'all.
That's the only person. And if you ain't got no other options, come to Maybe This Will Help, and we'll talk you through a lot of it. We need to have an after dark few episodes for people who just trying to get into the details of it.
Did Johnny just say have an after dark conversation? I'm back on the show every week now.
I know I ran Carrie off the show.
About the late nights, early morning sessions.
Why Dub voice get deeper though?
Because it's the after night. It's the after night. It's the after night version.
Gee whiz.
Yep.
Oh man.
Jeez. Put the lotion in the basket.
Yes.
This nigga Donnie stupid.
Put the lotion in the basket. All right. We've reached that time, fellas. Let me get this number up. Who wants to start this segment for me? Sasha got it. Maybe this will help uncut.
If your man is
uncircumcised,
suffering from erectile dysfunction, we have a number that he can call. You want to put that number?
Oh, Mariko said, "Can this be an in-person convo?" We might. I can't talk on it. Never mind.
Yep.
Cool. What we do have that we can't talk on is a number to mental health hotline, 1-800-854-7771, 1-800-854-7771. I'm gonna let these brothers talk on it for a little bit, because there's another resource that I found for mental health. There's a shorter number that I put in my savings. I need to find it, but before I bounce to try to find that, if you are struggling in any area of your life, or you're not struggling, you just want to enhance any area of your life, find support. You can call this number, get connected to a therapist, a counselor, a support group, maybe even some literature links online. If you don't want to talk to anybody, you just want to do some research. Finding the answer to whatever ails you doesn't have to be a hard thing. It doesn't have to be challenging and taxing. It might be a little easier than you think. So reach out, 1-800-854-7771. If you don't need therapy to talk to somebody, you don't want to talk to people in a support group, ask them for just material, literature that you can read and do some research on and experiment with yourself. There's so many different options out there. And a lot of people are suffering unnecessarily in their relationships, in their personal lives, in their own heads, suffering unnecessarily. Get some information. People have been going through this since humans been in existence. People have written books about it. People have done YouTube videos about it. You might be 5 minutes away from the paradigm shift that you've been needing. You might be in a video on YouTube that somebody might have a link to, but you got to be bold enough to step up and say, hey, this is an area where I'd like a little bit of support or some help or a resource. And you can start with this number.
That's good. That's good that you said that, Donnie.
The second thing they could start
about the being human part, because a lot of times people see these numbers and they think that, well, if I call this number, then I'm admitting there's something wrong with me, or I'm not like everybody else, or I'm crazy, or whatever the case might be. No, it just means you're human. We've all at some point in time needed somebody to talk to about something that is off in our lives. It doesn't mean that, you know what I mean, you're broken or you're not fixable or anything like that. It just means that you're human and you need someone to talk to. It's as simple as that. It doesn't mean, and even if it's to talk to somebody about stuff that's going on at work that you can't talk to nobody else about, or stuff that only you know about, like this is the number that will allow you that freedom to do stuff like that. What you about to say, Kerry?
I was actually about to do a shameless plug on before the I do's, when he was talking about books and things that you should read for benefit if you're ever running into these kind of issues. Yeah, that was it. Are we out of here?
We can't hear you, bro.
1 second. He said 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second. I was trying to find something for the people. Let me see if I can get it to work.
Why you do? Oh, okay. Can you answer this real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it okay to ask a guy for sex, or too modern?
No.
I just thought this. I just wondered.
What's
modern?
What you saying, Mike?
What's modern have to do with anything? I mean,
I think she's saying in the aspect of a woman being, is that okay in today? Like, is that too forward in today's day? Because before, women wouldn't be able to do that. Is that too forward today?
You ever hear that? You ever hear them old women singing their songs? They sex songs back in the day. They was
what?
They was
asking for the dick.
Man, oh my God, yeah, they was asking for it.
Sex and the sandwich.
It's some new features on here. Oh, so who said that? Teresa Reddick says I have a question.
Okay,
go ahead and ask your question because I'm still looking for something, so you can ask the question. Wow, that's not the question.
You didn't see that?
Jeez.
Nah, I just saw it just now. I'm trying to see if I can do something. Hold up.
Big Daddy Sandwich.
You got to say it with the deep voice, bro. Big Daddy Sandwich.
Big Daddy Sandwich.
Man,
Donnie, you looking rather slim over there, my guy.
Bruh, I'm down to 243, bro.
Are you really?
That's a good look, bro. Don't let anybody make
Come
you feel.
on, bro.
Right.
I'm gonna say right. Don't give me this bullshit.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, that's
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can share something real quick because they got some new features on here. I want to share my preview screen.
Compliment Mike. Your young jacket off to the world.
He jacked what?
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
I can't find it. We'll do it at a different time.
Thank you, brother. But yeah.
So Teresa asked her question.
Lakeisha made her statement. She took a dunk. Want a massage before or after the sandwich, Dub? It's Bastien.
Damn. Slam dunk.
Listen, and she got a picture of Obama for her profile, so you know she mean business.
Yeah.
Black is black. Huh? All right.
What did Teresa say?
Brother, come back next week, hungry still. Okay. Teresa said,
"I need another sandwich, y'all."
Okay. Oh man. Teresa said, okay, I've been have danced with the man for a whole year. He began to ask me for threesomes, twosomes, and I declined. Now he calls me no more.
So that
and a twosome just him and her.
What's the question though?
She said not dance sex. So she said, no, I've been having sex with the man for a whole year. And he began to ask for a threesome, twosome, and I declined. Now he calls me no more.
Okay. What is the question?
He just found somebody else that to give it to him.
Yeah. I mean,
I definitely want to hear what her question is. Yeah.
So I like sandwich, massage, then another sandwich.
In that order. In
that order.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. We thank you for the time tonight that you've indulged us. We stayed on a little bit too late, and this is kind of what happens. A preview into maybe this will help uncut. What is happening right now? Lettuce and tomatoes
and mayo. Make sure you put mayo on there.
He don't do white stuff.
Right,
brother. And he about to get him a sandwich. I hate mayo, but I'll get some. See, look, hey, it might be a match made in heaven because that brother don't do mayo either. I need you to change your profile picture to your face before we agree on this sandwich. I need that. Because if you look like Barack, that's gonna be a problem.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. I have to go to work.
All right, no, we gotta pray before we get out of here. Father God, we thank you so much for this opportunity to be on here tonight, to minister, to share, to laugh. Laughter is medicine. Father God, you and you alone know all that we're dealing with in our day-to-day lives. And so we just thank you for this separated time to come together as brothers and hosts and as presenters to share something with the world for our generation that hopefully it helped. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to be transparent, honest. If we said anything out of line that wasn't true, Father God, we thank you for your grace. Give us an opportunity to come on and make the correction. We just appreciate everybody who showed up and contributed, everybody who contributes their financials to the show so we can stay on air, everybody who just contributes and shares the show so that more people could just get the practical help they need. So many different areas in life, from work to church and other areas where they're just not giving people the practicals. And we just thank you, or excuse me, let me say it this way, where certain people aren't getting access to the practicals. We thank you that they feel like they can find it here and that they're safe here. I pray, Lord, that you just bring a supernatural comfort to the hearts of those who need it, the peace, the restoration, Father God. I pray, Lord, that we start changing our night routines so that when we go to bed at night, we're not taking a lot of unnecessary baggage with us. Help us to really meditate on your word and on things that are above, so that it's not hard for us to get rest at night and to get into that quiet place. Help us start to appreciate more the quiet time at night that we rest, because it's time that we get to spend with you. Help us not to be in a rush for anything in this life, to get married, to buy a house, to get a new job. Help us to really maximize and appreciate the moments you've given us, and help us to really try to milk these moments of every opportunity that they possess. Help us with our perspective. Give us the mind of Christ. Help us to be empowered by the Holy Spirit to do your perfect will for us in this life, Father God. If there's any relationship that anybody's in that's toxic or abusive, I pray, Lord, that you make a way out of no way. I also pray, Lord, that you just block that hand that may be hitting them, or that mouth that may be abusing them. And I pray, Lord, you just shield them and surround them with people who will help them get into a better space. And that person who may be doing the abuse, we pray, Lord, they get the help that they need, Father God. We thank you that you give.
Okay. Say something, see if we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Am I off?
No, you good. You good.
Okay. And Father God, we just thank you that you just allow this prayer to continue. Help us continue, Father God, even in our brotherhood, Father God, the things that we're working on, Father God, help us to walk in humility and faith, Father God, and just honesty with each other, honesty with ourselves, honesty with you. We just thank you for the people you have put in our lives that do love us. Help us to be secure and find wholeness in you, and help everything else just to be extra. We thank you again. We love you. And if you bless us to see another day, help us just to walk in gratitude and obedience. In Jesus, the Messiah's name, we pray. Amen.
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 All right,
ladies and gentlemen, this has been another wonderful episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast. We hope that something we said today will be beneficial to you, your family, your life, your walk. And if it's not, come back next week. We'll find something else for you to be beneficial to you. Thank you for coming out. God bless. True check.
I'll hold you down.